Hello guys, today I want to show you Laravel API Starter Kit. Not the official one, there's no official starter kit for API projects only, but here's one very good starter kit created by Jean-Marc, also known as Gradulex from Brussels, and let me show you that in action. Basically, the selling point is this line: API only project, so no blade, no Vite, no npm run something, just API. And when I shared it on Twitter, there were more than 200 likes, which means people see the problem of no official API starter kit, and they do like this solution potentially. So let's see that in action. To install this starter kit, there's no Laravel new, it's not registered as official starter kit in the packages. You can install it by using Docker, or without Docker, just git clone that repository. And I will do exactly that in this video, and I will show you what exactly we have inside of this API. So git clone to the folder API, composer install. You may look at what packages are installed automatically. It's Laravel 12, by the way. Clear, then environment file, and I will change that to my local URL and database credentials. Then artisan key generate. Basically, it's the same as any Laravel project. Then migrate the database, which I will do just like that, and I will create the SQLite database on the fly, and I think we're ready to go. And by ready to go, I mean that we can use api.test domain powered by my Laravel herd, and we can see this if we launch docs API. It's already with the documentation. And if we zoom in, later I will show you the code, what's it generated with, but basically we have zoom out, we have the requests with body, with responses for authentications by default. So that's all installation you need. As I said, there's no npm run build, there's no Vite something, just use API. That documentation is OpenAPI 3.1 with this package, ddoc scramble. Pretty popular package in Laravel 4 documenting the APIs, kind of competitor of Laravel Scribe, so you may want to use that in your project anyway, even without API starter kit. Next, in that documentation, we see the URL, the endpoint, API v1 login. How do those routes work? And now we load that project in the IDE, and in routes API, where I would expect to find the routes, I have just the comment, see routes API v1 PHP, which is here, and here we find a regular typical API routes for authentication controller. So basically we can go to Postman and then post to register and login, which is powered of course by Laravel Sanctum by default in Laravel. And I was expecting that v1 to be found in Bootstrap app file, for example, but it's not here. So then I thought, how does it work, those API routes with v1? And apparently the author has their own package for that. So not sure if you noticed already in the README, but API versioning is powered by a specific package, Laravel API route, from the same author. And the purpose of that package is multi-strategy versioning, because versioning may happen in the URL, in the header, in the parameter, whatever. There are many ways to version the API. So this specific package is just for that, and this is automatically added to the starter kit of API. So this is how that works. So we may find the file config API route, where you define basically versions with the configuration options of that package, including strategies and other parameters. Next, in that routes file, we may see auth rate limiter. How does that work? So probably it should be in the app service provider. And yeah, here we go. Configure rate limiting is a separate protected function with rate limiter per minute 60 requests, and then for auth, more restrictive condition. So this is a typical syntax of Laravel with kind of opinionated defaults set for various use cases. Next, if we take a look at that auth controller, which is powering all those routes by default, we see this. Auth controller extends API controller. So what is that API controller? It's an abstract controller inside of the same app HTTP controller's API namespace, using the trait of API response with methods like success, created, no content, error, not found, and other cases. And as you can see, in the specific auth controller, they are used like this: return this created, return this unauthorized, and so on. This controller extending controller with trait structure was a little bit criticized by Steve on Twitter replying to my tweet, you have abstract controller, but actually you could use the trait on controllers where it's needed. So Steve is suggesting that auth controller should have that trait and not the API controller as abstract controller. But this is almost like a personal preference. Maybe for some projects all controllers should have API response, but then why trait at all then? Maybe the methods should be here in the API controller. As usual in Laravel and general in structure of classes, there are many ways how you can structure such thing. Also a few more things present, like for example you can see user resource here, which is not present by default in Laravel from what I remember, but this is just a typical Eloquent API resource, nothing really fancy. Also we have tests here, so auth test for those authentication endpoints, describe registration, and then fails registration with this and that. And if we run PHP artisan test, those pass, 11 tests passed, 1 from example test, and then 10 tests from auth test by starter kit. Also the starter kit contains by default 2 packages, query building and data objects by Spotty are included in the Composer JSON. So if you look at Composer JSON, we have both Spotty packages here, but they are not actually used from what I saw in the code. They are just suggested how you would use that starter kit in general. So if we scroll down to more instructions, down below the section extending the kit means how you would create a CRUD in such API starter kit. So first make model, then create controller, which would look like this, extending API controller with that trait automatic, and then you use query builder by Spotty for filtering, sorting and stuff like that. Then you return this success from the trait, then you create the resource for transforming the data, and this may be the typical resource. And then you add the route to the same API v1, and then you create tests. Looks simple. So this is how query builder by Spotty would be used, but also somewhere in the docs I've seen DTO with Laravel data. Yep, there we go. Data transfer objects. The author suggests to use something like this. But again, this is not a strict thing. So the packages are inside of Composer JSON, but technically you can create anything you want in the controllers. Starter kit doesn't restrict you. So what that starter kit does have out of the box is authentication, some defaults for rate limiting, routes with the package, and typical controller with the trait for responses. And also, of course, documentation package I mentioned in the very beginning. On top of that, you're free to go on your own. So what do you guys think? Would you use that as your starter kit for API-only projects in Laravel? Or maybe you're using something else better, or maybe you have your own starter kit? Or do you start API projects without any starter kit, just PHP artisan install API and then do everything from scratch? Let's discuss in the comments below. And also a reminder, I have a course on Laravel APIs. This is kind of assigned as course for beginners, but some of the topics are a little bit more advanced, like authentication authorization with various front-end structures like Next.js, Vue.js, and others. Also JSON API standard and a few more I would consider advanced topics. So yeah, if you want to watch or read that course, 1.5 hours from what I remember, I will link that one in the description below. That's it for this time, and see you guys in other videos.